What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Potown Heroes, your source for all your budget Pokemon needs. I'm Rhyhorn Trainer Steven.
I'm Poke Scientist Sean.
And today we actually got something really fun. What if I told you that I can punish you for hurting me?
Revenge?
Even more devastating than revenge.
Well, I thought revenge was best served cold.
In this case, it is served red hot. And today we're going to do that with Incineroar. And I cannot wait to show you guys this deck. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright, so we actually got a fun deck for you guys this time around. And it's all based around the Shining Legends Incineroar. This thing it can be an absolute monster, especially when you start stacking on damage. So the more you play the game, the stronger this guy gets. And we do that with Profane Punch. For a fire and a colorless energy, it does 50 damage. But if your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on them, it doesn't matter how many, just as long as any of them have a damage counter. It does 80 more damage. It can do 130 for 2, and all you need is a damage counter on your Pokemon. And then for 2 fire and a colorless, it does Flare Blitz for 180, and you discard all fire energy from this Pokemon. We're mostly going to be using the Profane Punch just because of how hard it hits, and we actually got some good support Pokemon with this. First off, we run Alolan Marowak. And we mostly use it for its Dance of Flames ability. For each energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon, you attach a fire energy card from your discard pile and put it on your Pokemon any way you like. So you set up your Marowak, or you set up your Incineroars as soon as possible and get them to a point where even if one goes down, another one's ready to go. And it just speeds that acceleration up. We also throw in Tauros, and we mostly want to use it for Rage. What it does is for double colorless energy, it does 20 damage plus 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. And with what we're trying to do and add damage counters, this thing can be absolutely destructive really fast.
Everybody's familiar with that little Mad Bull GX.
Yep. And it does 30 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon, so you can hit even harder if you need to. And he's just a target for a bunch of damage counters. So now, how do we put the damage counters on other than actually battling? Well, we start off with our namesake.
Potown Heroes. Oh wait, Potown.
We start with Potown. And it's whenever a player plays a Pokemon from their hand to evolve one of their Pokemon, put 3 damage counters on those Pokemon. Now, not only do they put damage counters on theirs, but you also put them on yours, which, as we've established with the Incineroar, isn't a bad thing. We also run
Damage Mover.
We also run 3 Damage Mover. What it does is you move 3 damage counters for one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. So even if, let's say, you get stuck with just one Pokemon in the active and you can't really retreat or switch out at the moment, you can move damage counters onto that bench Pokemon, and if you have an Incineroar out, it starts him swinging for 150 like immediately. We run 2 Evo Soda so that we can evolve as soon as we can, because we want the Incineroar out as fast as we can. We've got Nest Balls to get out our basics, so we can get that set up as soon as possible. 2 Rare Candies so that we can evolve and get to where we need to go as soon as possible. We run 4 switches so that we can, again, keep switching around so nothing exactly dies, but we get stronger because of it. We also run 1 Scorched Earth. That way we can discard a fire energy and just draw 2 cards. And hopefully top deck something that we could use.
Help set up Marowak for putting on energy later.
Exactly, with his Dance of Flames. It's not absolutely necessary, and Po-Town would it'd be easier to go with 3 Po-Town, but this does add a little bit of consistency and sets up with the Marowak in order to help set up your Incineroars. We run 1 Bridget, just so we can get the Littens and Cubones out as soon as we can. We run 2N, so we can constantly refresh our hand. We run 1 Ninja Boy, so that
you have a Tauros to the rescue.
So that we can bring a Tauros to the rescue, or we can get rid of a Tauros and grab, say, a Litten and a Cubone if we have Marowak or the line in our hand. We run 1 Pokemon Center Lady, just in case any Pokemon gets dangerously close to being knocked out and we're not at a good position. We run 2 Professor Sycamore. We run 2 Wally, just to speed up the evolutions. And then for energy, we run 2 double colorless energy. This is mostly for the Tauros, so that he can start hitting with the Rage and the Mad Bull. And 12 fire energy.
Alright, let's rage on.
And so this deck, it's just built to get as much damage on your bench, but not so much that you start losing Pokemon left and right. And it just hits really, really hard. As a matter of fact, it hits so hard that we called it Incine-Wrecked. We'll use the Litten Coin, the Burning Shadows, and you know what, let's go Guardians Rising, Guardians Rising. Incine-Wrecked. Alright, so let's jump into a couple matches and see how well this deck does. Incine-Wrecked.
Yeah, interesting combination.
And it looks like we might be going up against Rainbow Road. Alright, we won the coin flip. We will gladly go first. That's a really good start. So let's see what he plays.
I think we should start with the Tauros so we can switch
yeah,
out later.
I think we set up the Tauros, because then we can switch them out, switch with the Litten. Oh.
We're going first anyways.
Yeah, we're going first, so we'll drop a Litten.
Combinations.
We will drop... Let's get another Litten set up and ready to go. We will put the fire energy on Litten. We'll just end our turn. Because we need to get some damage counters on him. We also need to get him set up as soon as possible. And let's see, with the Gally... Nice press, so he was trying to paralyze us. But that's not going to do it. Ooh!
We like it.
I like that top deck. Alright, we'll drop an energy onto him. Next turn, we'll set up the Incineroar.
Hopefully he actually hits Tauros so we can get the attack actually doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Because even then, we could start attacking with the Tauros, but it's not really going to do us any benefit. We're mostly using it as a bit of a damage sponge, because
he just likes taking that damage.
Because now with that 50 damage, we can just hit remarkably hard.
We put that energy on Tauros so we can use him later if we need to?
Yep, we'll set him up for later. But we'll at least Incineroar, and then we will Profane Punch for 130. Although I thought he would have been weak to fire. Oh, that's right, he's ice, so he's weak to steel. And then he's got a Ho-Oh on the bench. It's actually not too bad.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, and Pokemon Center Lady. I thought it did something else. If you have the same... Oh, it does 100 more if you have the same number of cards.
So let's end it with no cards in our hand.
So yeah, we'll evolve and get our other Incineroar out. And then go for the knockout. Alright. And we'll do that.
Sycamore.
We got an N.
Awesome.
Better. And then with can he do...
No, he can't do anything. this turn.
Alright, and then it does 50 to one of your opponent's Pokemon.
So let's put down the Litten.
We got 25. Alright, so you got a basic idea of how the deck works, but let's
play one more game just to play it safe.
Yeah, we'll go one more. So I can definitely see that that against anything that can snipe out specific targets really quickly or just overpower, especially if especially for weakness, that this deck would definitely seem to fall. Especially is water like a big threat in the meta right now?
Yeah, I got Ninetales and that Greninja out there.
Yeah, so this really would put you at a disadvantage against water decks, mostly because of the weakness. But if they don't hit you as hard, you could turn that into a strength instead of a weakness. So yeah, we're starting off with a Litten. They're starting off with 3.
Another water deck.
All right, we'll start things off with a Potown. We will start getting set up.
Should we get our insurance package of Tauros, or do you want to go for something else?
There's a part of me that wants to go for the Cubone, but we probably should go with the Tauros since we do have the damage mover in hand.
And it'll at least give us something to do later.
Exactly. So we will...
We can almost set up turn 3. Unless we top deck our Candy.
You know what, let's just play it safe for this turn. We'll see what we get in the top deck, because either way we're getting to Terracat and we can still attack for 1, which really does, it'll still do relatively well. And then if we need to, we can Ultra Ball for the so Perplexing Eyes. What does this Esper do? Okay, so Great Ball, he looks at the bottom 7.
It sets up your weakness to be Psychic, so when it evolves, it hits harder.
Okay. So if he's playing this, then it's pretty safe to assume that he has the Meow Stick. And it's not going to take us like 9 turns to figure it out this time.
It'd be really nice to have a Crocodile right about now.
I really would.
Or
Or Meow Stick.
Few moments later.
Is he trying to deck himself out? There's no challenge right now to like draw, to have like a full hand, right? Or draw so many cards?
I don't think so.
I don't know what this strat is.
Eventually.
What's he trying to do?
What is he trying to do? Oh, he's using Meow Stick. Okay. Now that's still kind of embarrassing. Alright, so we got a Fire Start.
I guess Incineroar kind of does have that but
alright, let's see if we can do one more and actually
get that full game going.
Let's see if we actually can get a full game. I mean, I didn't think people would be scooping like that quick. It's not that powerful.
No, I guess they just didn't want to have to deal with it. They're calling coin flips.
Yep, so they called a coin flip. I will admit, I do like the look of the Psychic Coin, but of course, fighting. That's the only way to go. Alright, so he's going first. Okay.
I like that.
As do... I don't like the one Litten, but of course, everything else does look good.
At least we know there's 2 of each in the deck.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
We got the end, so it depends what we top deck.
Yeah, I would love to start with another Litten. That way we can get Incineroar set up, like, ASAP.
I do like that. I do like having that Tauros as a way to just throw extra damage on later.
Yeah, I mean, it sets up the Incineroar so he can do the Profane Punch, but also sets himself up with the Rage, and even the Mad Bull. Alright.
We're getting Creep Show.
Alright, so Sleep Poison, going Feds, they're Sleep and Poisoned, okay.
We might be dealing with Creep Show Gengar.
It's looking like
might be a bane against our deck. We'll see what happens.
Alright, so we'll nest ball. We will grab... Nope, not Tauros. Not right now. We'll grab a Litten.
And wait till next turn to use in?
We'll wait till next turn. We'll speed up the Incineroar evolutions. Because even if he poisons us, he'll start putting damage counters on. We will get rid of it. Alright, so... We will Terra Cap.
Should we use now or get it?
I want to wait one more turn.
Just
because I want him to start attacking so he can get damage. We can get damage stacked up. Can he hurt? All right, so
he needs still one more energy to do anything.
Yeah, he needs one more psychic. We got a Ghastly on the bench, an Evo Soda. So at least that's one launcher. When you play this from your hand, we both confused. Okay.
Well, he force evolved it, so let's evolve.
Alright, so yeah, we'll Incineroar. We will Incineroar. We will end.
Perfect. Now if only we had a damage, we were in that hand. Tauros.
We'll drop
energy.
the Tauros.
Fire.
Although now I'm beginning to wonder if we should have loaded up this guy. That way, when he does finally attack, and
it's
then
an interesting combination.
Alright, so both are confused. Discard card. Okay.
What's he grabbing? Creep show?
Because yeah, he gets to look at the top 8, put one of them into his hand. So if he's smart, he'll go after the Gengar, unless he happens to have the Darkrai that gives Dark Pokemon free retreat.
Well, this will be a standard, so that won't be a thing.
Yeah, true. Alright. So we will
DC and then.
I don't like the fact that we're dropping a DCE, but we kind of...
We'll get dropped on the Tauros.
You know what, yeah, we'll drop it on the Tauros.
We don't really need to be running yet.
Because right now we could hit for 50. That wouldn't be a bad thing, but...
If he is running Creep Show, we don't need to leave any openings.
Exactly. So we need him to start doing some damage, because then once he does that, we can one-shot the Haunter, we can two-shot the GX, we can one-shot the Haunter, we can two-shot the Darkrai. So he grabbed the Darkrai and slammed it with the fan club. See, he grabbed the letter. So he's probably going after Psychic. Ooh, he's going Dark. Oh, he's probably going to start loading up on this Darkrai next.
This guy's all sorts of weird. Oh. We got dead hands.
We got a really dead hand.
We don't want to leave the Tauros up there in the active when he's using Creep Show.
Although bringing him out for damage right now wouldn't be a bad idea. Just hit him for 60.
Shake things up.
Yeah, try to get him to provoke an attack. We got a Salazzle. So he's probably going to go for the poison. Alright, so Gladiant. I've actually been curious how this works online. Okay. So he takes a prize and then the Gladiant becomes that new
Yeah, and
prize.
it shuffles. There's a Creep Show. We're just dead hands.
Yeah, we are not doing well.
I'm gonna guess he'll bring.
If
He'll
he's
probably use his GX attack, and then he'll force us to have.
yeah.
Force us to have 2 more prizes. Because he doesn't want to hit him.
Either he's gonna force us not to retreat, or he's going to. Alright, so he's setting it up.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna aim it for it using the GX attack. Giving us 2 more pricing.
So either he's going to hit us for 120 so we can't retreat. Switch.
We can just obliterate it. Yeah, Rage 1 ain't hit it hard enough.
No, it'd be 120, 30, 40.
Versus 1 shot.
Yeah.
Kind of a waste though, but it
is kind of a waste.
Gets rid of a dark energy on the field too for that.
I mean, that's really going to be the only way we can really do it, because yeah, the dark ray is going to hurt us a lot.
However, the one down there.
So now a damage mover and an S-ball. Okay.
And creep show requires 2 energy,
so that actually works, because even if he knocks out the Tauros, oh no, we're not going to have any damage on him.
No. We can go grab the Litten and or we can go grab another Tauros.
So it does 80. So it does 160.
If you have a GX Pokemon, which he knocked out the only one.
Your opponent had already used their GX attack.
GX attack.
So you know what? I'm actually going to go that Incineroar. We'll go a Nest Ball to grab a Litten. I don't want to throw out the GX yet. I can't Rare Candy. I can Wally and bring out Terracats. So that at least next turn we got another Incineroar. Although now how are we going to get this out of the active?
Top deck a switch?
Yeah, we're kind of forced to top deck a switch or a DCE.
And if anything else, we can move that damage to bench Torque, so we can use Incineroar.
Exactly. I'd rather get him out of the active.
Or we can put it on him.
Yeah, let's damage mover from Incineroar on Tauros.
Evolve our Incineroar.
We'll evolve Incineroar.
Should we grab our Cubone at this point?
I think at this point we should start grabbing the Cubone, and
we have another cat we have access to.
We don't have another Terracat. Wait,
Torracat's in our hand.
Yeah, so let's go Litten. So now we can, as soon as he knocks out this Incineroar, we bring up this one and we do 130. We get the knockout.
Yes.
You'll probably drop the Dark Energy onto the Gengar.
Knock out Creep Show. See, we'll get ourselves a Creep Show though. Just knocks it out. It has 3 more damage counters.
Right, so we'll go with this Incineroar.
Evolve Torracat. Wally for the Marowak. That's what it's called.
Yeah, we'll grab the Marowak. Oh, we could have even done the Eva, but even then, since we got Tauros with 30 damage on it, Profane Punch for knockout.
And I think it should be skipping it shortly.
I hope he doesn't scoop. I actually want to finish the game with this.
So do I.
So now we're going to be able to knock out this Salazzle if he doesn't knock us out. We'll have a hard time with this Darkrai, although we could Flare Blitz. That Darkrai is going to be easy. The Swellis is going to be easy. So I think right now, this EX is going to be our biggest threat. But we can deal with it. I just don't like the fact we got to discard all that
So
energy.
is he gonna poison, set up Darkrai? Yep. Shoot, we got 3 energy on them.
We'll have a third Incineroar.
Let's end, see what we can get out.
Yeah,
of it.
Yes.
See if we can get a switch out of it. Nope.
No.
We can always retreat with it, leaving energy on it. And then
Even then, it gives us a fire so we can start loading up this Incineroar. Yeah,
we got it. I think we got the game unless he uses Darkrai to stall.
But even if he uses Darkrai to stall...
We got 2 turns to knock it out.
Yeah. Well, if he goes with this one, he will get the knockout.
And then we'll get the knockout after that.
Yep, we'll be able to get it back with him. So yeah, like I said, just any damage done to us, we can start moving around the field and set up the Incineroar just to hit for massive damage. Against EXs and GXs, you'll probably want
we got game because he decided to try to stall out.
Yep. We'll throw it there just because, and then we'll do 130 knockout game. So as you can tell, in terms of budget, or in terms of the deck itself, it can hit really, really hard, and all you need to do is just get hit yourself and know where to put those damage counters that you drop it onto the Tauros and go about that. Oh cool, we get 4 boxes, I think? Yeah, we get 4 boxes.
Yay, I like boxes.
So yeah, we'll see what that all provides. But, so the deck itself, it's relatively simple, relatively easy to build. In terms of budget, the only things that's probably not going to be budgeted in the deck would be the Tauros GX.
Not as much, yeah.
Yeah, however, even then, weren't they available in a tin or?
And if not, they've been around for a while and they're not very expensive.
They're like $3 right now.
Average, yeah.
So even if you do have to buy them outright, that's only $6. The rest of the deck is still really easy to come by, really easy to throw together. And again, your Tauros are going to be the only thing. If you were to run this deck expanded, I would definitely suggest doing not only Potown, but also running Blacksmith so that you can accelerate the fire energy, burning Torch so you can accelerate the energy. Anything expanded that would have accelerated the damage counters? Or is Potown like the only?
We got Potown. We got the Team Magma base.
The Team Magma base where
you could start out as with damage counters with 2, and then you just go from there.
Exactly. And then coming down the pipeline, there's definitely a Drifloon that for what is it?
Drifblim.
Yeah, the Drifblim.
For 2 colorless energies, it can move 4 damage counters from each of your Pokemon to your opponent's defending Pokemon.
So it gives you. It also turns those damage counters into a bit of ammunition, so that you can start dealing with bigger threats. Because again, this deck is just absolutely powerful, and it really does have potential. But either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, become a Potown hero yourself. Hit us up on TCGO. We are Po_Town_Heroes. Be sure to hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/PotownHeroes, and have fun in all your games, and pray you and hopefully you get all the wins that you want. Until next time.